Hello, everyone, and welcome to my YouTube live. First YouTube live I am doing. Let me see how many people are joining. It's still so hot here, so who is available? All right. All right. Okay, I can already see one person. Hello. Happy Sunday. So who is joining me? Still just one person. I want to see other people join and then I can now start. Yes. I have to inform others to join. Oh, I should have specified that is 3 p.m. German time. Oh, no. Anyway, mm, all right. I will also be sending an invitation on Facebook. All right. Okay. Hello. Welcome. Hi. I can see already 3 people here. 3 people here. We wait for a few minutes and then I can go to the topic of our discussion today. Can you hear me clearly? If you can hear me clearly, please just indicate with thumbs up. I will know that, yes, you can get me. Good, sir. Hey, Paul, welcome. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. And please, as you're joining, share this invitation to groups, to Facebook groups that you are in, and also share it on your profile or your page so that others can join. I'd like us to talk about something that is really important today. Many people have been reaching out to me asking about the opportunity card, how they should go about it. And that is one thing that I want us to discuss today. So please just share it so that other people can be able to join and also benefit from this live session. Yeah, maybe there was a mistake in communication. I should have specified that it's 3 p.m. German time. Yeah, but yeah, let's go ahead since we are already here. Okay, I can see spiritual space. Hello. Hi, spiritual space. Welcome. Nice to have you. I have seen this name for the first time, but I'm happy you are here. Spiritual face for you. So Jane is here. Paul is here. Spiritual Face for You is here. Alex is here. Melanie is here. All right, who else is joining? Oh, okay. Now I know. All right. Um, we're giving a few. Um, yeah. All right. So just a few minutes and then go into the topic of the day. Let's see how many other people will join. And please share with groups, share with other people, invite other people to join. My first live on Facebook, no, on YouTube, sorry. This is actually my first live on YouTube experience for me. But I really want us to do this and then we can continue. So you belong to, invite other people to join, and then we can move on together. Because the topic we want to look at today is something that is really, really important that people understand because of life. Okay. Can everybody hear me clearly? I see only Jane notified that she can hear me. Happy Sunday, Adele. Brianna, can you hear me clearly? Thank you for joining. Can you hear me clearly? All right. Brianna is here. Jane is here. Linda, several people. So we have 7 people on the line at the moment. Okay. If you can hear me clearly, indicate. Okay. Yes. Brianna indicates that she can hear me clearly. All right. Let me say in 3 minutes. And remember, we are talking about the German opportunity card. And we want to talk about certain mistakes that you should avoid. The German opportunity card. Since 2024, late 2024, that this opportunity card came into effect. In fact, it was promulgated and then it started 2025. People started applying and coming to Germany with the happening. And I just like to share with us some of the things that you should coming to Germany with the opportunity card. All right. Okay. So we have 5 people on the line. 5 people on the line. And remember, there is a giveaway, and somebody is monitoring those who are coming online or those who are following this live. So there is a giveaway, and yes, somebody is monitoring and taking down notes, and we are going to do that at the end of the day. All right, 8 people on the line. Okay, fine. We can now move on, right? If we can move on, then let these 8 people who are on the line just indicate that yes, 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 and then I will know that we can move on. All right, the number is going up, coming down, of course, which I expect. So, all right. Now, what is first of all the opportunity card? Now, we are all aware in Germany. Remember that from 1960s and upward, there was a baby boom period. That was just after the Second World War, and a lot of children were born. So the workforce was enormous, and industrialization was growing at a very fast rate because there were people to work. They did not find any problem with labor shortage. And then, as time goes on, things began to change. The birth rate started dropping. And then now comes a time where the labor force is actually almost at nothing, one should say. So the labor force in Germany is drastically reduced. The reality is that Germany needs at least, remember I am saying at least 50,000 foreign workers every year to be able to fill in the open positions. At the moment, there are well over 500,000 open job positions in Germany, and there are no people to fill them. So, Germany is going through this problem, and they decided that, okay, in order to cause people to be able to come here, and look for jobs, is better they open up with what is called the opportunity card. And so the opportunity card is just a visa category which you get, come to Germany and look for a job while in Germany, because the belief is that if you're inside, if you're already in country and you are looking for a job, it is far better than somebody who is out of the country. And I personally agree with that. Thank you, Collins, and welcome. So that is the background to this. So there is labor shortage. The number of people who are expected to work in the job market are actually low. The life expectancy is increasing. That is one thing we must underline. So there are a lot of old people here who are not dying soon because the life expectancy is higher now. At the moment, life believe that it will increase in the next 10 years. It might go up to 90. So people are living much longer. And as a result, the number of people who are expected to work have reduced so drastically. Now, here's the problem. When all this is happening and they are looking for people to work and not finding, Michael, welcome. Thank you very much. And they are looking for people and not finding, the next thing is that last year, they introduced what is called active renter. That is active pension. That people who are already on pension can come back to work. That was a remedial thing. They can come back to work and earn up to 2,000 euros without taxes, meaning that they can earn up to 2,000 euros without being taxed. But this is just a temporary measure. It cannot solve the problem. The way to solve the problem is to increase birth rate, which is difficult. So another temporary way to solve the problem is to get foreign workers to come in. Hi, Daniel, welcome. Yes, thank you. The topic we are dealing with is the German opportunity card and mistakes that you should not avoid. No, mistakes that you should not make. That is mistakes that you should avoid. Hi, Peter, welcome. You are not late yet. So now, like I was saying, the way to go about this problem is to, at the moment, the best way is to get foreign workers to come in, get people from outside to come in, while trying a way to increase birth rate. But that is something that is difficult because you can't force people to give birth to children. That is the one side of it that the government cannot do anything about. So that is where we come in now with the opportunity card. So the opportunity card was introduced so that people can be able to come into Germany and look for jobs while in Germany. Now, the whole thing about the opportunity card is you should be able to have a profession, skills that you can sell, and then you come into Germany and be able to market those skills while here. By marketing those skills while here, I mean you apply for jobs while you're already in Germany. That is the way it was designed. So it is suited for people who already have degrees, bachelor's degree or master's degrees or whatsoever. You have a profession, you already know that this is my profession, and you want to come and look for an opportunity here to work and stay here in Germany. It is also suited for people who did vocational training and have a specific trade that they can do. Of course, you need to remember that vocational training is highly regarded in Germany. That is something that Germans are really, really happy about. And that is why you will also be surprised to hear that about 50% of Germans themselves choose to go in for vocational training. So if you have a vocational training certificate or a profession or a vocation, you can move to Germany and look for a job while here. But now, for you to know if you qualify, we're already getting into the details of it, though with only 6 people. But let's keep sharing with others. Let's keep sharing into Facebook groups or WhatsApp groups for other people to join. Now, for you to know if you are qualified for this, they introduced a point system, which is similar to the point system that is used in Canada. Yeah, it is what you can do to be able to know if you are qualified to get the opportunity card visa is that you need, yes, we are coming to that. Thank you very much for that question. Yeah, you can also be posting your questions. Thank you very much, Spiritual Space. If somebody needs German, I'm coming to that question. Now, if for you to know if you qualify, like I said, a point system was introduced, which is similar to what is used in Canada to determine if you can get a visa to go to Canada to work. You can go right straight into, or you Google search for make it in Germany. Just type make it in Germany on Google, and then you go there. When you go to this site, that is a site owned by the Federal Employment Agency. That's an official site. And okay, how much do you need? We are going to come to that. Yes. So you go to this site, make it in Germany, and then you can answer a few questions there. And when you answer these few questions, then it will be determined. At the end, it will indicate to you that you are either qualified to apply for an opportunity card or not. And the questions from the beginning, the first question that you will have there is what you are coming to do in Germany. What your intentions. Are you coming to study? Are you coming to work? But since we are talking about opportunity card, we are talking about coming to work. So you enter that you are coming to work. Questions will follow. And the questions will be what qualification you have, what experience you have, your language skills, both German and English. And now that is where I am going to move Welcome, Lizette. Yeah, that is where I am going to move to language qualification because somebody already asked that. Remember, we were talking today, we are going to be looking at mistakes that you should not make. And this is the very first one, which concerns language. Now, it is said that there are jobs that you don't even need language. For example, IT. You don't need language. If you're an IT programmer, you can, programming is done, has its language, and mostly is English. So you don't even need German. But be careful. If you have language, you have a score. So anything you enter there, like your language qualification, you have a score for that. And you are required. Remember, I was talking about doing this on Make It in Germany, that website, Make It in Germany. At the end, if you score 6 and above, then you are qualified. Less than 6, you are not qualified for an opportunity card. When it comes to language, the issue there is you have to show proof of your language skills. It is not only the fact that you come from an English-speaking country that somebody will know that you have a higher level of English. No. It is not because you did your bachelor's degree in English. Remember, there are universities here that when they are asking for your language, to proof of language, they can expect your school where you did your bachelor's to send a letter to prove that you studied in English. No, it is not like that for opportunity card. You need to actually have a proof, which means you must have written a TOEFL exam or IELTS exams, all those English exams to prove that you have a good level of English. And remember that when you have a level of English up to B2, you are better placed. I want to be very clear about this. And then when it comes to German, that is where the trick is. A lot of people hear that there are English jobs or that their job can be done in English, and then they think that they can completely ignore German. Yes, in some cases you can get the job, but it is better that you have a certain level of German. Understand this very well. I have come in contact with a lot of people who came in here with opportunity card and they are frustrated because even the jobs that they were told are English jobs. When they go there, the person or they get an interview, the first thing is your basic level of German. So at least if I were in your position, whoever, and I want to come with an opportunity card, I will try as much as possible to have a certain level of German. You can aim for B1, but if you have even up to A2, it will be better. It will help you. You will be far better than somebody who does not have any language skills at all. Oluwa, welcome. Yes, let me take this opportunity to welcome the people who are joining later, just to say that we are talking about the opportunity card in Germany and mistakes that you should avoid. And one of those mistakes that we are already talking about, like Linda already asked, is about German. Or about, yes, if you need German. So what I am saying here is try as much as possible to have a certain level of German before you are coming here. Don't think that because your job is going to be done in English, you don't need German. Let me take, for example, I did engineering. I work as an engineer in a medical device company. And my job is in English. But then we have meetings in German. So an employer or a recruiter wants to see that even though this job is going to be done in English, you can understand basic German. And I have said this even on posts or with certain posts on Facebook. that when you speak a certain level of German, or when you speak German, even if you are trying, even if you are just chewing your words, the kind of support you get, the kind of support you get is far more than somebody who just says he knows nothing in German. So when it comes to language, I will really, really encourage that for anybody who wants to come here with the opportunity card, get a certain level of German. It will help you, and you will get a job faster than somebody who came only with English. I think that point is handled. That is mistake number one that you should avoid. Avoid thinking that because you are an engineer, you are a programmer, you are an IT technician, you don't need German at all. Of course, on the adverts, they will tell you that, oh, don't worry, you don't need German, you can work in English, but the reality on the ground will be different. I am talking now as somebody who has had contacts with different people who have come here with opportunity card. I personally took one to a job fair, and we spoke to about 10 different companies. Jobs that could be done in English, but the first thing the company always asks is, do you have a certain level of German? And of course, he didn't have. So when he says no, they will tell him that unfortunately, we need somebody who can be able to speak some German, because we have clients in German, we have meetings in German, we have all of that. So please work on your German if you want to come here with the opportunity card. Remember, I am not saying that people don't come here and succeed only with English. No, don't get me wrong. I am just looking for how you can increase your chances and be able to get a job faster. Let's go to point number 2. So when it comes to language, you can aim for, A1 German is okay, but aim for B1. And then for English, you should have at least B2. And remember, all these should be proven with a certificate. I have said it in several videos on YouTube here and also on Facebook. Germans love a lot of paperwork. They want to see proof of everything. So if you prove it with a certificate, it is much better. Thank you very much. Everybody indicates that they have understood that first point, that first mistake you shouldn't make. So I am happy. Somebody says, but sir, please, can someone enter Germany, cost, or is there a free slot to enter for someone that want to work? Okay, I don't really get this clearly, but I am going to get to the next point. I am sure I will talk about money, because the next point is actually money. Now, if you want to come in as a skilled worker, that is with an opportunity card to look for a job while here in Germany, the next thing you have to think of is you need to have a blocked account. And what is a blocked account? A blocked account is usually just an account you set up with money in it, which is blocked or withheld. And when you put this money in this account and you finally come to Germany, then you set up a local bank account, and this money can be disbursed to you monthly, on monthly basis. Every student coming to Germany can either have a blocked account, which is called Sperrkonto in German, or maybe somebody signs an undertaking or a statement indicating that he is going to take care of you. But let us talk about a blocked account. How much money do you need in your blocked account if you want to come in with an opportunity card. First of all, the amount that needs to be in that account is 13,092 euros. 13,092 euros. Remember that. And it is calculated based on 1,091 euros per month. 1,091 euros per month. That is what you should put in your account, 13,092 euros. But before I go on, let me indicate this. When you want to put this money, so it said 13,092 euros. I will advise that if you want to set up this account, put in at least 14,010 euros. So that with administrative charges, you will still, or transfer charges and whatsoever, you will still have your 13,092 euros. That is what should be in the account. And when you come here, then this money will be disbursed. You set up a local bank account, then this money will be disbursed to you monthly. I know this is where a lot of people get hooked up or they get tied up because the money is huge. Yes, I agree with you. I totally agree. It's huge. But this is what I say, what I can say. This is what I can say. If you really consider this as a project, you can work together with friends or family or borrow. When I was coming to school here, I borrowed the money I put in my blocked account. Though at the time I was coming, the money was not yet this much. This has increased because of inflation. Okay, there is a question. Can someone without a job offer still qualify for the German Opportunity Card? Of course. Of course. The Opportunity Card is for people who do not yet have a job offer and they want to come and look for jobs while already in Germany. Yes, spiritual space, like you said, the money is huge. The same like Oluwa. Yes, Oluwa Ferami. Yes, the money is huge. It's a lot of money, yes. But unfortunately, it is like that. And it is calculated like this because if somebody is already in Germany and tells you the cost of living here, you will understand why it is calculated on 1,091 euros per month, because this is what will be given to you on monthly basis. Yes, if somebody is already living here and tells you, you will then understand why it is calculated on that. The reason why this spare konto or this blocked account is always important is because the state always wants to be sure that you don't get here and get stranded or start depending on the state. They already have strained resources, so they don't want to get into that shock. So the mistake number 2 we're talking about is making sure that you put this exact amount in the blocked account. But one thing I will say here that you should remember is that people make this mistake a lot. Don't put, this money to move to your blocked account, it has to move from your bank account. But when if you suddenly put 13,000 into your normal bank account to move it to the suspicion. So it is always better, okay, if you're thinking that you want to come here and you want to create a blocked account, you need to put this money. Start putting the money into your normal bank account over time. And then when the time reaches, you can then have enough money in your bank account to transfer to the blocked account. Otherwise, if you suddenly drop this huge amount into your blocked account, they will flag it to be suspicious. And when they start saying that something is suspicious, it takes a lot to change that. So that is one thing that you should remember. Don't drop the money into your account at last minute. That was a second mistake you should not make. Not dropping the money into your account at the last minute. Are we together? There are only 4 people here now. But I want to be sure that we are moving together. If we are together, you are still here and you're understanding the explanation I'm giving, just indicate with a message and I can go ahead. Please also remember to share this. Thank you very much for confirming, Oluwa. Yes, remember to share this with the groups that you're in and on Facebook, on other media, so that people can get to understand. Thank you, Peter, for affirming. Now, let us move to mistake number 3. When it comes to work experience, this is something very tricky. Because if you already have, remember the point system I talked about, that you could open, make it in Germany. Just open the website. Don't forget. Thank you very much, Brianna. Don't forget, open Make It in Germany website and just look there. And try to simulate if you are qualified for the opportunity card. Now, when you are checking your eligibility, there is a point where they ask for work experience. And if you already have work experience in your field, like 3 years, it is always beneficial. You score more points. But this is what I am going to say here, which you need to be very careful about. Some people studied engineering, but after university, they are working as a front desk clerk. Yes, points matter. When you go to Lillian, welcome, and to when you go to Make It in Germany, you can check your eligibility by, and each of the points, each of the questions you answer there, you can either score a point or lose a point. Remember, like I said, if you have English language B2, you score 2 points or so. If you have German B1, you score higher points. So, yeah. Now, I was talking about work experience. You should have work experience in your field. Take, for example, I studied engineering. And then after school, I moved on to work as maybe a front desk staff in a hotel. Or maybe I started selling in a supermarket. Or maybe I am doing something, or I did nursing. And then after doing nursing, I didn't find a job. And I am now working as a cashier in a supermarket or in one company. That does not count as work experience. So your work experience should be in your desired field. If you did nursing, and after doing nursing, you decided to move on, you decided and said, okay, though I have not had a job, let me go to a hospital, or let me go and do voluntary services in one hospital. It is far better. That one is going to count so much in your work experience. So when it comes to work experience, your work experience should be in the field which you study. If you did vocational training as maybe as a caterer, you should have work experience as a caterer. Or hotel management, you should have work experience as in hotel management for it to count. So what we are saying here is that don't study a different thing or do vocational training in a different field and then have work experience in another field altogether and consider that it's going to count towards your work experience when you are applying for opportunity card. No, it won't. I'm sure we are clear with this point. Work experience is very, very important. And there is something in Germany. I will use this as an opportunity to tell all of us. In Germany, when any employer or recruiter or company, wheresoever you want to go to, realize that you already have work experience or you have already done internships in the area which you are interested in, they give priority to you. They think that you are serious. They find that you are interested in what you want to do. So, for example, somebody who wants to come and do vocational training, I'm taking this as an example now. Vocational training in as a nurse. If one little secret there is, as you are learning language in your country to prepare, come here and do vocational training, also create time to do internship in some hospitals around you. Because when you apply and maybe the hospital you want to do vocational training here finds that you already had some experience, you already did an internship in a hospital where you are, they think or they believe that you are serious about what you are doing. I actually got this from one recruiter for one hospital when I called him asking about somebody who wants to come and do vocational training. The person told me that there are written rules and there are also unwritten rules. And one of those unwritten is to have work experience or to do internship. It adds up. Yes, it adds up. So please consider work experience so much and let it be in the same field that you are interested in. So the mistake number 3 we were looking at is don't be a specialist in one field and then go and have work experience in another field and think that is going to add up to your work experience when it comes to applying for an opportunity card. No, it won't count. Are we okay with that one? Thank you. Then we are moving to the last point. We are moving to the last point where a lot of people get caught up. Now, thank you, Brianna, for affirming. Now, in the past, what used to happen was that students were coming to Germany to come and study, and they were given the opportunity to work without any limits. And what happened was that most of these students ended up not completing their studies. That was when the German government started putting restriction on how many hours a student has to work. Because a lot of them came and got lost in working, making money, and at the end, they were not able to graduate from school. That is the same kind of thing we are moving to now. If you finally succeed to get an opportunity card in Germany, and you come here, hello, Ego. Unfortunately, I cannot, I don't know the name, but you're welcome. I can notice that you are here and you've been here for some time. Thank you so much for joining this live. Now, what used to happen was, like I said, students will come and they get lost in work and they forget about their studies. That is the same thing we are saying you should avoid. That is a mistake you should not make if you come here with an opportunity card. Because when you come with an opportunity card, you have up to 20 hours a week to work. Up to 20 hours a week to work. And I mean, if you get a job, you can actually make some good money from it. Let's be sincere, because if you get a job, the minimum wage now is about 14 euros, right? And if you're doing 14 euros per week, and if you're doing 14 euros per hour, and you have 20 hours per week, you will make some good money. In 4 weeks, you should be looking at something close to 900 euros, right? You should be looking at something close to 900 euros. So some people come and they get lost in work and making this money than focusing on looking for a job. If you make this mistake, it is going to affect you seriously. Because in as much as you have that opportunity to work and make money, remember that you're also on a clock. Because the opportunity card is given for 1 year. You are supposed to get a job in 1 year. And when you get a job, then the card now can be switched to a permanent residence, and then you can now stay here and work. But if you come and get lost in work and you are not looking for a job, unfortunately what can happen is that if it is above the 1 year and you have not yet had a job, you might be forced to go back to your country. And just imagine that kind of thing, that you already spend that huge amount of money. We talked about 13,992 euros, and then you come and stay here and go back without getting a job. That will not be pleasant to you, to your family, to your friends, and to whoever is looking up to you. The person will not be happy. So please, let us take note that if you finally get the opportunity card and come here, besides the fact that you can work and make money, take that advantage to work and make money, because that is what all of us come here out here for. Let us not pretend about it. Also, try to make sure that you work so hard to get a job. Apply as much as possible. Remember, I always tell people looking for a job in Germany can be a full-time job on its own. You have to do so many applications. And you can be getting a lot of rejections also. But you are not supposed to be tired. You have to keep on. There's a question. So please, what of people that don't have education that want to come and work for just maid or more jobs? All right. Now, that question we can answer. You can take it to another session, because I will be doing these lives now more frequent. But then, let me give a quick answer, Oluwa. If you did not go to school to a certain level, and maybe you just had your advanced level, or maybe in Nigeria you had WAEC or something like that, there is a way you can go about this. And I tell people every day, learn German up to B2, and then come here and do vocational training. Each and every day, Germany is looking for people to do vocational training. And you know what? Some vocational training schools are actually closing because there are no people. Yes, because there are no people to train. And so they are closing. But if people were to come in, they will stay open. The reality, whether we accept it or not, is that Germany will keep needing workers. Germany will keep needing workers. That is the truth. And for people who are here, I have been here for almost 8 years now, and I know the needs on the ground. They will keep needing workers. The population of Germany is this way: a lot of old people and few younger people. So there are a lot of open positions without people to fill. And if you choose just to do vocational training, if you didn't attain a certain level of education and you just want to come and do vocational training, learn the language. People are doing it every day. Yeah, a lot of people are coming here to do vocational training. Yes. And that is also a very nice path to come to Germany, because once you do vocational training here, you will have a job. There is nothing to bargain about. It is rather even easier for somebody who does a master's degree in a certain field here. It is difficult for such a person to get a job than somebody who does vocational training here. Let us be real. Because vocational training is hands-on training. We are going to take this in our next life, what vocational training is all about. So please, learn the language if you want to come and do vocational training. Learn the language, the basics at least, if you want to apply for opportunity card to come and look for a job here. So like Brianna said, wow, yes, it's wow. You have 1 year to look for a job. And in that 1 year, if you are here in Germany, there is something you can do. You can go to some companies yourself, you can attend job fairs yourself and talk face to face with employers and recruiters, and the chances that you are going to get a job go higher. I want to say that Germany is one of those countries that the path to come here and get work here and live here is almost very straight compared to every other country. Yes. Don't also think that there are no challenges. There are challenges, but when you have a goal, if you have a goal and you want to achieve what you are out for, you will definitely do. People are making it out here, and you can also do it. Yes. If A can do it, B can also do it. Sorry, there's a lot of heat. There's still a lot of heat here these days. So, yeah. So, thank you very much for being here with me today. Are there any other last questions that we could answer and then we can close down? This was meant to be 1 hour, and I am happy we are working within the time limit. So there were 3 mistakes that we wanted to talk about, mistakes that you shouldn't make if you are applying for opportunity card. Yes, there were 3 of those mistakes that you should not make, and we are saying that you should not just get excited about the opportunity card and forget to follow the basics. Mistake number 1 was that you should not ignore language qualification. Aim to have at least B1 German. It will help you a great deal. The books or on documents or on official sites, they will tell you that, oh, they are English jobs, you don't need German. But I am talking about reality on the ground. Try to have some level of German. And my experience here is when you have some level of German and you are trying, the support you get is better than somebody who they ask you anything, say ich weiß nicht, or ich spreche kein Deutsch. No, don't say that. At least have the basics. Somebody asks a question, say, is there a site to apply online? Yes, the same site which I gave you, make it in Germany. There are tons and tons of job opportunities there, of job openings. There are tons and tons of job openings there that you can look at. So just go to that site, check your eligibility for the opportunity card, and at the end, you can have, they can show you, these are some of the companies, these are some of the open job positions that you can apply for. And of course, there are several other sites like Stepstone, and also you should be active on professional site like LinkedIn. Yeah, develop your profile on LinkedIn and be active there, and you can filter for jobs there. How long does it take to process a German opportunity card? This is an entirely a question for the embassy to answer, but I can tell you that from last year, Germany has been trying a lot to reduce bureaucracy and make things go faster. Can I take my family with me on the opportunity card? Unfortunately, you cannot move with your family when you're moving with the opportunity card, except there is something there that I don't know. But no, don't aim to move with family, because even if you were to move with family and you're coming under the pressure of looking for a job, it will be difficult. So move, get a job, and then you can get your family. And remember that when you already get a job and you're working, you can get your family here, even your father-in-law and your mother-in-law. Yes, you have the opportunity to bring your parents-in-laws here to live with you. So There are opportunities, but I wouldn't even advise anybody that if you were to, even if it were open that you can move with your family, if you are coming with the opportunity card, I will advise you don't, because the pressure of looking for a job will be much more. I don't want somebody to run mad on the streets here because he's getting frustrated with taking care of family and also looking for a job. All right, seems everybody understood everything. And then mistake number three, well, number two was the blocked account. Make sure that you have enough money in your blocked account and don't suddenly put money into the blocked account. It is not acceptable. Or it could be acceptable. It may go unnoticed, but you could be flagged for, I mean, this issue of money laundering and moving money here and there. When they see sudden huge amounts of money going somewhere, they start tracing. So that is the point. Don't suddenly put money in your personal bank account where you have to move the money to the blocked account. Questions will come how that money came about. Yes, I already answered that question. If somebody can move with the family with the opportunity card, yes. And I'm advising that it is not really an ideal thing to do when you have not yet had a job and settled. All right. Then the mistake number three was that you should not study a different thing or train in a different field and then be gathering experience in another field. That will not help you. Yeah, that will not help. Yeah. Then the last one is that if you finally get the opportunity card and come here, don't get lost in working money and forget about getting a job or looking for a job. That will not help you. And it is rather going to make things difficult for you. Because remember, at the end of 1 year, if you don't get a job, you may be forced to go back to your country. And imagine that you have already spent that 13,000 euros and then you have to go back to your country. It will really be painful, not only to you, but to your family and every other person that is depending on you. Thank you very much to everybody that was here today. And please, I will encourage that if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, do that. I did not talk about subscription all this time. Also share it with others who can subscribe and learn from what I put on my channel. For some time I've not been uploading videos, but I'm getting back to it soon. And this is part of it. Thank you very much, Olua. Yes, and share this information with others and let others keep subscribing. And I will always announce so that we can meet here and discuss important topics. I hope we have gathered enough knowledge today. And yes, let us keep trying. We can always make it. If one person had made it, then any other person can make it. I believe you can do, and I believe that if you put in the right effort, in the right direction, you are going to achieve your goals. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We talked about a giveaway, and somebody has been taking some notes, and we are going to reach out to you, to the people who are lucky to have been selected. And yeah, I'm glad you are all here. We are ending with 5 people. The highest number we went up to was 10, which is fine. It's the first time we are doing this. Next time, I believe we are going to be much more. And yeah, share the link with others. Share the link to my channel with your friends. Encourage them to also subscribe and watch the videos that are there. And they can drop questions right there and I will be able to answer them. So thank you very much. I'll be ending here, and do have a nice Sunday. Bye-bye. Say bye-bye so that I can know that we are all parting ways in the same spirit. You're welcome, Collins. Thank you very much, Lizette. And yes, Olua, thank you. I do have a lovely Sunday too. Yeah, Peter, bye bye, and have a nice Sunday. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Bye. Oops.